good morning, and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome you all to the Bennett Institute for Public Policy annual conference for 2022. It's terrific to see so many of you here in the room, and I know we also have a large contingent joining us online. A very, very warm welcome to you all. Can I just check that the microphone is picking me up well at the back? Oh, wait, thank you. I assume that wasn't a rude gesture, but thank you. For those of you who don't know me, you really do need to get out more. I'm Dennis Grube. I'm a co-director of the Bennett Institute, alongside my colleagues, Professor Diane Coyle and Professor Michael Kenny. Mike is actually on research sabbatical this year, but as you'll see in a moment, we've coaxed him back for today's annual conference to chair the first session shortly. The Bennett Institute story really is a good news story. You know, it's hard to believe we're actually only 4 years young. 4 years ago, the philanthropic vision of Peter Bennett and the hard work and support of leaders across Cambridge, in particular in the Department of Politics and International Studies and the wider School of Humanities and Social Sciences, brought into being this thing that we now know as the Bennett Institute for Public Policy. Our goal, our mission statement, is to rethink public policy in an era of turbulence and inequality. Our research sets out to connect the world-leading work in technology and science that is done here in Cambridge with the economic and political dimensions of policy making. And we are self-consciously outward-facing. So we want to connect with policymakers and practitioners. We are about rigorous research that finds a connection out there in the real world beyond academia. We're also interdisciplinary, and very much by design, not because it's fashionable, but because we are convinced that the only way we're going to get to grips with some of these complex problems of our time is by looking at them through multiple perspectives. So that's very much a part of our DNA. Now, I could regale you with data on the networks that we've been fortunate enough to build up, the quality of our research and its impact, but I suspect you probably know that already. Otherwise, you wouldn't be giving up your Friday to spend it here with us. So let me instead say two things. The first is to say thank you to all of you for your engagement, and not just at today's conference, but at the events and the program that we run throughout the year. The Institute works because you connect with us. Otherwise, we're just another voice in an academic building. And because we have that connection with you, it enables us to be more successful. And secondly, can I say what a privilege it is to work alongside a team of researchers and professional staff who are quite extraordinary. They are passionate, they are skilled, and each of them is making their mark already in their field of expertise, and we're very much lucky to have them. The world is changing. Everyone in this room knows it. And our job is to understand it and to influence it through research of the highest quality and through connecting with people like you through events like this. Which brings me to the conference program for today. There are, as you will have seen in your program, 4 main sessions covering the Bennett Institute's work across our 4 research themes of place, progress, productivity and decision-making in government. Now, running underneath each of those, of course, is topics and questions about the nature of democracy itself. And the Bennett Institute is home to the Centre for the Future of Democracy. And as will come out in discussion, no doubt, policy making does not occur in some vacuum away from politics. It's an interrelated and integral part of it. So in format, each of our 4 sessions will run as panel discussions. We've done that for a very specific reason. It's because public policy is at heart a conversation. It's a debate. Evidence does not speak for itself. It is given voice by the people who interpret it. So our job has been to assemble 4 panels with great expertise to start that discussion. And then we want very much to hear from you during the course of the day through the Q&A. Each session will have plenty of time for Q&A to push that discussion forward. To facilitate that here in the room, we will have 2 roving mics. That's microphones, not Mike Kenny's. 2 roving mics. For those of you who are online, please use the Q&A function button at the bottom of your screen. That will seamlessly flow through to us here on stage. Academics and technology are known for working very well together. Late this afternoon, I'm delighted that we will have as our keynote presentation Sir Patrick Vallance, UK Government Chief Scientific Advisor, and that will be chaired by our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Stephen Toop. Sir Patrick has specifically asked that we build in time for Q&A into that keynote. So very much looking forward to that and that engagement. And we will then conclude by 6:30 p.m. With some closing remarks from Peter Bennett and then some drinks to follow. So I hope you all really enjoy the day. Thank you again so much for coming along, and I hope it sparks some good conversations and connections throughout the day, over lunch and drinks, and afterwards as well. So let me now hand over to the first panel on the importance of place for people's life's opportunities.